Hello guys, so now we shall be discussing regarding the peritoneal relations of the spleen. Okay, so what are the peritoneal relations we have got with the spleen? We shall discuss now. So the topic of discussion would be regarding the peritoneal relations of spleen. So what are the different peritoneal relations of the spleen? So first important thing over here is that right, so this is the spleen which is located, and all of you know that the layer that is covering the spleen, this fold of peritoneum which is covering the spleen is called as a visceral or parietal. This is called as a visceral layer of peritoneum. And this visceral layer of peritoneum exactly near the hilum, this center elevated part is called as your hilum. See, this part over here is called as your hilum. Exactly near the hilum, this part divides into two important parts like this. Okay, so this divides into two important parts. So what are these two important parts which it is dividing into? You see, it is dividing into two different parts. Now what are these two different parts? Now one part goes to the, let us say one part goes to the kidney and the other part goes to the stomach. So if this part, this entire part, see, this entire part is going to what? This entire fold of peritoneum is attached to the kidney. So that becomes a ligament, okay, and that ligament which is attaching the spleen to the kidney is called as lienorenal ligament. In the same way, this entire part which you can see here, right, even this entire part goes and attaches to the spleen. So this fold of peritoneum which is attaching to the spleen will become a ligament. This entire fold of peritoneum, which it will go and attach to the stomach. If it is going and attaching to the stomach, then this becomes a ligament, and that is called as gastrosplenic ligament. So to the stomach it is gastrosplenic ligament, and to the kidney it is called as a lienorenal ligament. Okay, then where is the kidney located? See, kidney is somewhere here over like this. I am just drawing a rough picture here. Okay, so this will be your kidney, right? And second important thing here is that where is the stomach here? See, this is the stomach. Let us say roughly I am drawing. So this is the stomach. This is your stomach. Now another important thing is that you know that the tail of the pancreas is directed towards this hilum of the spleen, right? So if you have watched my previous lectures, you will understand it. So the tail of the pancreas is directed towards the hilum of the spleen. So this is your pancreas. This yellow color part is your pancreas. Okay. Now here let us first of all label these parts. So this part over here which you have got, right? So this part over here which you have got is called as the lienorenal ligament. Lienorenal ligament. And this part over here which you have got is called as a gastrosplenic ligament. Gastrosplenic ligament, lienorenal ligament and gastrosplenic ligament. And obviously this is called as your tail of the pancreas. This is called as tail of pancreas. This is called as your tail of the pancreas, and this is your kidney. This is your kidney. Okay, and here this is your stomach. This is your stomach. So here all of you know that from the stomach there is an artery that is coming out. This is called as a short gastric artery. You remember the trunks, celiac trunks and all which we have talked before. So there I have discussed about the short gastric artery, if you remember, right? And there is also another artery that is coming all the way and that is supplying to the spleen, and this is called as a splenic artery. Yes or no? So we have got the short gastric artery as well as the splenic artery here. Okay, so we have got what? We have got short gastric artery and the splenic artery. Right, so what are these two branches over here? So this one over here is called as your splenic artery, and this one over here is called as your short gastric artery. So two important things we have got. One is called as a splenic artery, another one is called as a short gastric artery. Okay, so what are the structures over here, guys? So these are all called as a peritoneal relation. So what are the peritoneal relations of the spleen? The first peritoneal relation which you can see is the lienorenal ligament. Okay. The second important thing is the kidney. Third important thing is the tail of the pancreas. Fourth important thing is the arteries, that is the splenic artery as well as the short gastric artery. And after that we have got the stomach and the gastrosplenic ligament. So all these are the peritoneal relations here. Okay. So all these are what? They are all the peritoneal relations of the spleen. So thank you so much for watching my video. Goodbye.